Today is Friday, September 15th. We'll tell you about a historic strike involving America's auto workers that just started at midnight, and the first hurricane watch in Maine in over a decade as Hurricane Lee is about to hit. Also, another first. The son of an American president has been indicted. We'll explain the charges against Hunter Biden and why some Republicans say it's not enough. Plus, a promising breakthrough for patients waiting for an organ transplant. Why big-time celebrities are offering to do quirky jobs for extra money. And get ready for a new NSYNC song. Those stories and even more news to know in today's episode. Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in around 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. I'm Erica Mandy. Thanks so much for being here. You ready? Let's do this. In a historic first, workers have decided to strike against all big three American automakers. As of this morning, the United Auto Workers Union is officially on strike against General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. Shortly after midnight, workers started walking out of auto plants and picket lines were forming. Though at least for now, all of the nearly 150,000 union members are not walking off their jobs like expected just a couple of days ago. It's been going plant by plant instead, and union leaders say more locations could follow at a moment's notice. The UAW has been demanding 36% pay raises, which it says would be in line with CEO wage increases. The automakers have budged on their opening proposals to as high as 20% pay hikes, but the union says that's not enough. It also wants shorter hours, guarantees for current union members to fill electric vehicle plant jobs, the return of pensions, and more. Union leaders say all of it is reasonable since the big three automakers have seen their profits soar recently. But automakers say meeting the UAW's demands would be unsustainable, especially since they funneled billions of dollars into electric vehicles and battery production recently. So now economists are weighing the fallout. If the strike lasts for weeks or longer, prices for both new and used cars and auto parts are expected to go up. And there would be even larger economic impacts in the Midwest, where the companies are headquartered. By the way, the UAW walkout is the 17th strike in the U.S. involving more than 2,000 workers so far this year. We talked about why there's been that surge this year in our most recent special edition Saturday episode from over the weekend. In another unprecedented development, the son of an American president has been indicted. Hunter Biden is now facing federal gun charges. Specifically, he's accused of tricking a gun dealer into selling him a weapon by lying on a federal form about being addicted to illegal drugs back in 2018. The younger Biden has since admitted he was a drug addict at the time. If this sounds familiar, it's because an earlier plea agreement would have resolved the whole investigation without Hunter Biden serving any prison time. But that plea deal fell apart less than 2 months ago. The deal also would have resolved a separate investigation into Hunter Biden filing his tax returns late for several years. But now that tax investigation is ongoing. And the gun case is moving forward, potentially toward a high-profile trial. If he's found guilty, Hunter Biden could spend up to 25 years in prison. Though the Justice Department says these charges are rarely prosecuted, and even when they are, sentences are typically shorter. Hunter Biden's defense attorney argues his client never presented any threat to the public, and he says extreme Republicans are interfering in the case for political reasons. It is true that Republicans were not happy with the plea deal before it fell apart, and some likely will use this indictment to attack the president on the campaign trail. But not all of them are on board with this indictment. Former President Trump, for example, wrote on Truth Social that the gun investigation was, quote, the only crime Hunter Biden committed that does not implicate crooked Joe Biden. Remember, Hunter Biden has also been under investigation over foreign business dealings and possible corruption. And just this week, the U.S. House has opened an impeachment inquiry into President Biden since Republicans are accusing him of being involved in foreign bribery schemes with his son. So far, the president has said he has not ever discussed foreign business with Hunter and has said the Justice Department would have independence in any investigation into a member of his family. To be continued. Hurricane Lee is expected to lash parts of New England today. It's now a Category 1 storm, but still extremely large, as in hurricane-force winds could extend outward 105 miles from the center. And with that, Maine is now under its first hurricane watch in 15 years. The state, as well as New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, are preparing for up to 20-foot waves offshore and wind gusts of up to 80 miles an hour, along with the heavy rain and flooding. Some of those impacts are expected to start this afternoon and get worse by tomorrow morning. After hitting New England, the storm is expected to impact the Canadian provinces of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia this weekend. NASA says it's ready to shift the conversation around UFOs from, quote, sensationalism to science. This week, the space agency released its findings after a year-long study into UFOs. But if you were hoping it would show concrete evidence that alien spaceships have visited Earth, well, you might be disappointed. Instead, the report said no scientific conclusion can be drawn, and most sightings can be traced back to planes, drones, balloons, or weather conditions. Though officials are not ruling anything out, and they're not going to stop looking. The panel behind the report recommended NASA use sophisticated computer algorithms, including AI, to look for subtle patterns in UFO reports. And it says the agency should enlist the public to send in observations, perhaps through a smartphone app. For now, NASA has not made any specific announcements like that, but it did appoint a director of research to be solely dedicated to this topic. By the way, the U.S. is not the only country looking into the possibility of extraterrestrials. Just yesterday, the Mexican Congress was even shown artifacts that were said to be actual alien corpses. They looked a lot like the kind of aliens you see in the movies, with 3 fingers on each hand and elongated heads. One scientist said he has confirmed they have no relation to humans, though similar-looking bodies were analyzed in Peru about 6 years ago, and the country's prosecutor's office found the bodies were actually dolls. It's not clear if it's the same case with these specimens, but at least some American UFO experts are calling the Mexican Congress's hearing an unsubstantiated stunt. All right, we have much more news for you still coming up. But first, I want to let you know about our sponsor, Rocket Card. What if every dollar you spent could bring you closer to your next home? It's possible with the very first credit card designed for home ownership. Yes, you can turn your everyday spending, from dining and groceries to travel and beyond, into savings for your next home with the Rocket Visa Signature Card. My husband and I are actually in the process of buying a home now, and I wish I knew about this sooner so we could have considered saving in this new and unique way. Whether you're looking to buy a new home or pay off your mortgage with Rocket Mortgage, the Rocket Visa Card can help you reach your homeownership goals sooner. Apply for the Rocket Visa Card today at rocketcard.com/newsworthy and get up to 5% cash back on every purchase toward a new loan with Rocket Mortgage. rocketcard.com/newsworthy for up to 5% cash back toward your new home from Rocket Mortgage when you're approved. rocketcard.com/newsworthy. All Rocket Visa Signature Cards are powered by Deserve and issued by Celtic Bank, a Utah-chartered industrial bank, member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.rocketcard.com to learn more. All right, now back to the news. There's new hope for patients waiting for organ transplants. In the future, they might not need to get donations from other humans. This week, researchers say a genetically modified pig's kidney worked well for a record 2 months inside a human. Though at least in this case, the man was brain dead, which let scientists push the boundaries of their research a little. Now the researchers say they're getting ready to share what they've learned with the FDA in hopes of testing pig kidneys in living people next. And already some experts are starting to develop ethics and policy recommendations. U.S. oil prices topped $90 a barrel for the first time this year. And with that, gas prices are expected to go even higher and cause a ripple effect across the American economy. High oil prices have already created an unusual situation where gas is getting more expensive after the summer driving season has ended. So what's behind this trend? Well, first, Saudi Arabia and Russia extended their aggressive supply cuts through the end of the year. Then there was catastrophic flooding in Libya, another oil-producing country. A couple of different inflation reports this week have already shown prices rising more than expected last month. And that's largely because of gas prices, too. And this month, those prices have climbed even higher. Right now, the nationwide average for a gallon of regular gas stands at $3.85, but in a dozen states, prices are averaging $4 a gallon or more. A bunch of celebrities are going to start doing odd jobs to help striking writers and other Hollywood crew members, and you can actually hire them for the right price. The Union Solidarity Coalition is holding an eBay auction that includes famous writers, actors, and directors donating their services, or at least their time. Among some of the most coveted items, you can have actor Adam Scott walk your dog for an hour. Actress Natasha Lyonne will help you solve the New York Times Sunday crossword puzzle. Writer and director Lena Dunham will paint a mural in your house. The cast of Bob's Burgers will write and sing a song for you. And there are many more. Though keep in mind, as of this morning, the bids for all of these items are in the thousands of dollars. The proceeds from the auction will go to the Union Solidarity Coalition's Crew Healthcare Fund, since crew members have lost pay and health insurance due to the months-long strikes. The auction ends next week. It looks like boy band NSYNC presenting at the MTV VMAs the other night was just a preview of a much bigger reveal. For the first time in 22 years, NSYNC revealed a new song. It's called Better Place. Snippets have been going around on social media, including footage of the original NSYNC lineup singing it with their trademark 5-part harmonies. The whole song will be available in 2 weeks, and it will be featured in the upcoming Trolls Band Together movie in November. Jewish people around the world are getting ready to celebrate the high holidays. Rosh Hashanah, also known as the Jewish New Year, begins tonight. The holiday is the start of a 10-day period of prayer, reflection, and repentance that leads up to Yom Kippur. Typically for Rosh Hashanah, Jewish people attend synagogue and many take off work to spend time with family and friends. Other traditional Rosh Hashanah customs include sounding the shofar, which is a ram's horn trumpet, and eating festive food like challah or apples with honey. So, Happy New Year to those who celebrate. Well, that's it for the Maine news today, so now it's time for Feel Good Friday, when we bring you one extra feel-good or positive news story before the weekend. But first, a quick break for our sponsor, Lumi. I am so excited to tell you about it because it's my favorite new deodorant. Again, it's called Lumi, and it's a uniquely formulated pH-balanced deodorant. It's aluminum-free, paraben-free, skin-safe, and clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. In fact, while I mostly use it for my underarms, it is a whole-body deodorant if you want it. It's the first of its kind. So that means it's seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, feet, belly buttons, and beyond. The truth is, the deodorants that I've loved in the past just were not working for me anymore, so I needed something new. And I found it. Unlike some deodorants that try to mask odor with a fragrance, Lumi is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes that are both perfect for on the go, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with the code NEWSWORTHY at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use the code NEWSWORTHY. That's Lumi, L-U-M-E, deodorant.com with the code NEWSWORTHY. Okay, now back to Feel Good Friday. An American Airlines pilot had a very special passenger aboard an international flight recently. It was an American Girl doll named Beatrice, who got separated from a 9-year-old girl named Valentina during her family trip through Tokyo, Japan. Her parents contacted the airport they flew out of and their airline, but no one could find the doll. So they posted about Beatrice online. And pretty soon, word got to First Officer Jim Dannon. He's a pilot who actually lives pretty close to Valentina and her family and regularly flies to Tokyo. Well, it took 2 separate visits to the airport lost and found, but he actually discovered Beatrice. So he scooped her up and took pictures of the doll on her journey home. Then when he delivered her to Valentina, he included those pics along with some Japanese treats and a map showing where her doll had traveled. And now Valentina's parents are so grateful, saying this is just another sign that there's a lot of kindness still left in the world. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with our special edition Saturday episode. This time we're talking all about the new COVID-19 vaccines and the potential for a triple-demic this fall. Then we'll be back Monday with your next news roundup. For now, thank you so much for listening and have a great weekend.